Hello, this is Jolanta from the YouTube channel English with an Erudite. I teach English here on YouTube. I teach English online and face-to-face in my home. Welcome. Today I would like to practice with you 10 English proverbs and sayings which I use quite often. They are fixed phrases and sentences that give advice or say something that seems to be generally true. You might have similar phrases in your language, of course. As usual, you are going to find the key vocabulary in the description box below. Let's start, shall we? There is no accounting for taste. There is no accounting for taste. This saying is used to express how difficult it is sometimes for us to understand why somebody likes a particular film or a book or a fashion trend that we don't like at all, that we don't find interesting or attractive. Then we say, oh, there's no accounting for taste. There's no accounting for taste. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So people have different ideas about who is beautiful and what is beautiful. And of course, the perception of beauty has changed many times over centuries. So the people who were thought of as extremely beautiful 500 years ago or 1000 years ago may not be perceived as such today, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And how we see beauty depends on our own ideals of beauty. It is easier said than done. It's easier said than done. So it is much more difficult to do something than talk about it. So sometimes when a person suggests that I do something, I say, oh, but it's easier said than done, that it might actually be rather difficult to do. It's easier said than done. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I use it when I think that I can tolerate a certain situation no longer. I can no longer tolerate somebody's behavior or some situation. Enough is enough. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't grow on trees. We all know it, don't we? Sometimes I use it to tell someone that they shouldn't spend their money in a careless way, or I use it to remind myself that I should not spend my money in a silly way, because money doesn't grow on trees. Money has to be earned. Money doesn't grow on trees. Ignorance is bliss. Bliss is great happiness. Sometimes I use it quite ironically. Ignorance is bliss. To be honest with you, I like this saying so much that I even have it on my wardrobe door. Ignorance is bliss. So if you do not know about something, you cannot worry about it. You do not worry about it because simply you don't know about it. Ignorance is bliss. So I think in many senses the life of ignorant people is much easier than the life of people who know, and understand a lot. Any port in a storm. Any port in a storm. So if you are in great trouble, I think you're going to take any help that is offered to you. Any port in a storm. Any port in a storm. Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. Perhaps in your own language, you don't say Rome, you say the name of another city, your local city, but you might have a similar expression in your own language. Rome wasn't built in a day. It is used that to say that a complicated and difficult task will take a long time, a lot of effort and patience to complete. Rome wasn't built in a day. Let sleeping dogs lie. Let sleeping dogs lie. I use it sometimes in my head only, when I want to avoid mentioning or discussing a certain subject with a person. For example, when I don't want to discuss politics, I think, let sleeping dogs lie, because I think that the person I'm talking to, my interlocutor, might have very different opinion and we might start arguing, and I don't want to argue with them. So I think, let sleeping dogs lie. Finally, there is no time like the present. There is no time like the present. So perhaps it is better to live for today and to stop worrying that much about the future, because we do not know the future. So, in other words, a little bit different interpretation might be, now is the best time to do something, so don't wait too long. Now is the best time. So there is no time like the present. I suppose you might not agree with some of the phrases we have just learned or revised. Personally, I think there is some truth to all of them. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.